Good morning, it's Wednesday and we are Island Tea.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I forgot my tea and my daughter should be bringing it for me. So, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, she just, when she gets out for school, she'll just drop it off and then go back.
So she makes the tea or you made it and forgot it?
I made it and forgot it. My travel mug, I just forgot. You know, it happened once before, so it doesn't happen that often.
I'm gonna reserve my comments as to why you forgot it, but yeah. Same reason why the other one isn't here as yet.
At least it's not that high octane coffee. Like I've been drinking this coffee I bought on, is it Friday?
This Ethiopian thing?
Oh my God,
Is it that strong?
It is, girl.
Listen, I'm definitely curious now.
It's like turbo, like liquid turbo. I was like, what?
Okay, I'm definitely getting some for Friday.
I drank some, I think the first time I drank it, and I think, do you know, I couldn't sleep. I could sleep.
What time did you drink it?
Well, okay, well, let me say, Sunday morning, I didn't really eat. I think I had a banana, and I had to go out. So
right.
I had the coffee and a banana. I was like, and like,
energy on top of energy.
Like, what's going on? It's nice though. But I bought another one, so I think I'm gonna open the other one.
Where did you get it?
Rams. I shouldn't be giving these
How
people
did I
any free
see
advertising.
Hey, Rams is our sponsor.
Well, yeah. All right. Fair enough.
I was looking for coffee yesterday, but I guess I was just.
It's Waitrose.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pop back in.
No, I have a coffee maker in it, not instant coffee.
No.
Yeah.
I have two.
Yeah.
I have two coffee makers. I just don't have the time,
really?
so I only brew like on Sundays or Saturdays.
You didn't sell one?
No.
You have a 4-cup?
What is it? I have a Keurig with the coffee maker
on
on one side, and then you could put like the cake pods on the other side, and then I have like a regular coffee maker.
When I said 4-cup, I meant like the one I have is just you can do 4 cups at a time.
No, mine can do
just
10.
basically me. So well,
the
kids
coffee?
like coffee actually.
Oh wow,
so I do them cafe au lait.
That's nice, but that's an acquired taste at such a young age.
Yeah, they're like. Well, I guess they're like me.
Maybe the smell over the years kind of grew on them.
Coffee does smell good, huh?
Let me tell you, I was not a coffee person until university, and I'm still more of a tea person. But after having like late nights and having to do early mornings, I kind of need that extra kick of caffeine to open my eyes.
Well, that's not even what I drink it for. I just drink it because I like how it tastes. But I also know it's healthy. It's healthy, and So I had tea this morning and I forgot the tea. So maybe my body's telling me no coffee.
No, I definitely am more of a tea person, but recently I've been gravitating more and more to coffee. I'm not even sure if that is good or not. So what I do, I make up I have tea for brunch and then tea at dinner.
So you do iced tea as well?
No,
You don't do iced tea?
No,
I make iced tea all the time.
You know what? I take that back. I'll do iced tea, not iced coffee. I just find that's like blasphemy.
Oh, you don't do iced coffee?
No.
Well, sometimes what I do, like if I brew a lot and I have leftovers, I'll
put ice in it?
I'll put it in the fridge, and I put the carafe in the fridge, and then add milk and give the kids. The kids like coffee, surprisingly.
I don't mess with
I'm kind of glad about that they like coffee.
Why is less brewing?
So sometimes I tease them, right? Like I go, "You guys want coffee?" Yeah. No.
Oh wow.
Because
who needs that extra energy?
No, because if I knew I'm only doing enough for me, but I'll just tease them and say, because I know they're gonna say yes.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? Like a friend of mine last night, he was like, he doesn't drink tea, he doesn't drink coffee. I'm like, what type of person are you? Are you a juice person? No, I don't do that either. And I'm just looking at him like, you know
what I think is odd about maybe not odd, because the outrage industrial complex will be up in arms with me calling them odd. But you know how people give gifts here and it's like Martinelli, whatever what is it? Pear juice, sparkling.
You
pear
mean
juice
that cider type?
Yeah,
thingy?
like how come they don't give wine?
But I always give wine. See, now if you would bring me some food, I could do a trade-off with my wine.
I'm like, what's up with the pear drax and the Martinelli?
Oh my
and
God,
the
I have not had
apple?
pear drax in forever.
Oh, I know. It's probably
Pear
they
drax
probably
is
don't even make-
Trinidadian.
They probably don't even make that now.
No, they do. It's a Trinidadian drink.
Okay.
Yeah, pear drax is definitely
You
Trinidadian.
remember Citrax too?
I don't think I've
Citrax is the
tried that
apple.
one.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah,
I
but-
haven't
but-
had apple cider in a while.
I just think it's so funny. People are missing out on
You need
all
to
of
change the
life's-
people that you're
life's-
hanging out with.
Life's great foods. I mean,
No. Everybody that knows me knows that I like wine. So like for my birthday alone, I think I got like 6 bottles of wine.
really?
Yeah. Like one person alone brought 2. I was like, wow, they
So-
know me.
Can I come over on the weekend?
Bring some food.
You know he's not coming over there. He is
Listen, I
forever
said that on
talking
purpose.
about food and not having.
Morning,
anything.
Azard.
Good morning. Jam's not even gonna say.
I
you know,
knew
guys.
you were gonna jump on that food bandwagon. I said that on purpose. Lord, you need prayers.
It's what happened when people can't cook.
Yeah.
They got a jab and
They gotta keep begging.
sour grapes.
But he is like every day talking about this food. I come in
And
here
yet-
and hearing
They're
a
like-
conversation about wine and food and sharing, and one person is not going to share.
You know what? We need to tap into his wife. I feel like she's the nicer of the two. Don't cut me off.
That's not nice. That
We
is
lost
not
that host.
nice. That's not nice.
Where's Candy? Didn't
That
she
is
come
not
in today?
nice. 10 minutes after 8 o'clock. Good morning to you folks. It's Hump Day, Wednesday,
my
May
goodness.
17.
Yes.
Do you know what day it is?
It's Wednesday.
Do you know what day it is?
It's Wednesday.
Huh?
No.
It's Wednesday.
It's
the
hump
We really have to
day,
teach him
yeah.
this ad.
It's Wednesday the 17th.
Yeah.
Also, you guys are the progressive people in here.
Oh God, Geico.
You're thinking that's a
He's
sarcastic
progressive,
burn, but it's not.
This is so Geico. Okay, we'll chalk it up to him being at too many meetings, so he doesn't have time to watch TV.
Azard?
I
Yeah,
know,
we're
I
the
know
ones
what
playing
hump
around.
day means, man. I'm just pulling you guys.
I like your threads today.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
thank
doing
you.
the gray thing. I have on gray slacks too.
I thought it was funny when Sylvie, one
thank you so
time we said
much.
hump day and she referenced the other meaning. And she said, well, it has another meaning. So I don't know
No
if.
way.
Yeah, she did.
I'm retiring the commercial now.
No, it's like she called it a Wednesday. And we said it's hump day. And she said,
Yeah,
be
pretty
careful.
sure.
It has another meaning.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope she's not listening. Oh my goodness. So I just realized that, I'm on camera and I'm there fanning away. Like
No, that's
I do
fine.
not understand why
That's
it is
fine.
still this
That's
hot.
fine. That's fine.
I cannot deal with this.
That's fine.
This morning, the first thing I saw when I got up was CNN talking something about the heat breaking the record. I was like, Lord, just
That's
what
been
I
going on
need.
for the last 4 years. Every year, they say it broke the previous year's record.
All night long, I was
you guys
playing hide
remember-
and seek with my
Remember earlier
AC.
in January and so when the days were so cool and nice
Oh
and
God, yeah.
relaxing, and now we have
Yeah.
this immense,
It's been nice.
extreme heat.
Yeah, actually, it was BBC. World's temperature likely to break key
Oh, my
1.5 Celsius warming threshold for the first time between 2023 and 2027.
You know what the silver lining I look at?
What's that?
I get to turn off the hot water heater till about November. But it's true.
Yeah, I
So you
have.
made this cold water
Yeah,
now?
I can't
Huh?
really
You
touch
made in the
that.
cold water
Yeah,
now?
well, I started that about 3 weeks now because
Yeah,
man,
it's just been ridiculous.
about 3
I'll
weeks
tell you
now.
something, and Jamsa probably know about this. My AC in my vehicle went down, so I could have handled it for the January and February.
Yeah,
months.
Try
yeah.
that
Good
now.
point. Good
Yeah.
point. Good point.
But trust me, as soon as it hit April, I can't take the heat no more.
So
I
you have to go and
fix,
get it
yeah.
fixed.
So,
So
right
it's
now
fixed
it's
now,
fixed
right?
now,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm just blasting my AC. You know how it is when the window on the driver's side isn't coming down, and
No,
the
but
heat.
we see how mean spirited he is, right? Notice when the AC was not working. Oh, I'd be getting rides every day. No, the AC is working.
Wait, that's what's been happening?
No, the AC
Oh
is
my
working.
God.
I don't even remember what color his car is.
After
Azard,
all,
that is not nice.
no, you know what happened? Jamster saw us at this show in the morning.
Oh my
And then he's
God.
like, I need a spin cycle. So by the time
True,
we leave
true,
here,
true,
he's
true,
on the spin cycle.
True. I
at 11.
misrepresented myself.
Yes.
True,
And then
true.
afterwards,
Real
yeah,
lawyer, real lawyer,
But wait,
real
now I
lawyer.
know both of you, so I'm not even commenting because, like, I could definitely see this scenario playing out.
and then look at it again. Then he does voices now and again.
Oh, really?
my
So he's
God.
always in the station all mornings. So he doesn't need a ride home.
Thank God. See, I'm such a city boy, right? I always told my wife.
No, that doesn't have the same meaning that you
No,
think
no,
it does
meaning-
anymore.
no,
Not
meaning-
city boys.
No, I mean like being able to walk to work.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what
and
you
then,
mean.
and parking is just getting ridiculous.
Listen,
last
I'm
year,
gonna
so.
let the young people tell you what city boys refer to now.
Yeah, I know what it refers
Yes,
to. trust me.
exactly. So
Yeah.
put it in quotes or something.
I'm actually reclaiming it.
Oh, okay. You gotta do something about that.
Yeah.
What day was it that Sharina sent us the sun thing? It was Monday actually.
The sun.
The thing about the heat.
Yeah.
Oh,
next
she
week.
has
Okay.
it from, yeah,
Let's
my
talk
doctor
about that when
actually
we come
made
back.
me download this app, windy.com.
Yeah. Let's get our 8:15 commercial break, and then we come back and we have you shoot the breeze.
Found the sound 98.9 Win FM.
If you need insurance, our service is the best. Home motor insurance can give you more for less. Property insurance can save you a lot of stress. At TDC Insurance Company Limited, we care about your investment. Guarantee you peace of mind. The best team in the business. Guarantee you peace of mind. No other company will. Guarantee you peace of mind. Together we'll succeed and guarantee you peace of mind. TDC Insurance Company Limited, where you get more coverage for less.
Switch for a better mortgage with Bond. Come and visit us today and let's discuss your future. The Bank of Nevis Limited is encouraging all customers to come to the bank that cares. Switch for an attractive low interest rate, 100% financing. Yes, you heard correct. Additionally, up to 30 years repayment available. Commitment fee waived. Legal fee waived. And any additional fees can be included within the loan. That's right. We are providing solutions at Bond Strong. Switching has never been this easy. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Special terms and conditions apply. Offer ends July 30th, 2023.
You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stand on it.
CIBC First Caribbean would like to reassure you that we continue to be open for business and thank our loyal clients and staff for staying by our side. Our increased commitment to innovation has made us the best digital bank in the Caribbean with our convenient and secure digital banking service. As we remain open in St. Kitts, know that we are backed by a strong and supportive regional and international network. We are CIBC First Caribbean, and we are here to stay.
Radio never sounded like this.
Radio never sounded like this, sounded like this.
98.9 Win FM.
Win FM.
Wait, I know this song.
18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Hump day.
That's
And
it, got tunes, man.
And just for spite, I'm going to play this track. Yeah, that's the name of the song. It's the instrumental for a song by Kes called Just
Hello,
for Spite.
it's
yeah.
Cass, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you know it. Trinidad, huh?
It's Cass.
I hate you.
Need I say anything else?
I hate
Candy
you, man.
is a soca fanatic.
I am obsessed with
A
Cass.
soca junkie.
Imagine my dad is from Trinidad. I've never been to Trinidad.
Serious?
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
You know?
You better get that out your system with a
Yes,
quickness.
soon, for real.
Oh, so that's why you know about peer drugs?
No, they used to sell pear drugs here, Candy. Come on.
Never seen it here. I know pear drella. I've only seen pear drugs in Trinidad.
Oh, so guys,
I don't think they bring it in now. That's probably why. But
'cause we
yeah,
have pear
I
drella.
grew up seeing it. In fact, side drugs were what we used to see first, then pear drugs.
If I were you, I would ease up on the grow up thing because I saw the back and forth with you and Azard this morning.
Oh, you mean about
Azard said,
whatever, man.
Jeff said, give me a break. You're almost 50. I was like, what?
You're telling this young man
Listen.
that he has no clue about social media.
I think
No, I said
I
said media. In
Listen.
general, including social media.
road users probably thought I was crazy this morning
Uh-huh.
because I'm like catching up on the chat every time I'm at a stoplight and I'm seeing it nonsense between the two of you and I'm like in my car cracking up.
I really hope not while you're driving.
I said at every stoplight,
Actually,
sir.
I was gonna tease him at one point. I said, "Please don't run off the road." Because I was like, I was like, I hope he's not driving.
I don't know where the two of y'all
Taking-
find time to
I
have
was
this
like,
big
I
old
was,
chat
I was
this
like,
morning.
I hope he's not on these winding roads talking to me. You know?
My phone is in my bag and I'm hearing it going ping, 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 ping. I'm
At
like,
the very least, get Chat
who
GPT
has
to,
this
to
much
answer.
time in the morning?
And
Get Chat GPT to
you know,
answer your
because
WhatsApps.
you know, a lot of our fans wanted to make sure the cameras were on, and so that is how the discussion came up. And you know,
Do you see the meme that I sent?
You see, Jamster's always, oh, we are a radio station. I was like, Jamster, but we are progressive.
That's why you came in with that.
We're-
That's not the ad we're referring to, sir.
Don't get me started. This still today will be my
Do I
last
need to
day.
send the meme again? Oh, Jesus. Make them stop.
They won't know. They won't number all the life in the chat. And then we come back here and we do it all over again.
I wanted to talk about something before. You guys listen to the news this morning?
No, I only heard sports.
Yeah.
No, I listened to the U.S. news.
Yeah.
Because while I was dressing, the TV was on.
There was a report on the WINNFM News. Tourism Authority head, the director. So he was speaking to a group in I think either the UK or Florida, but it was giving fly on the wall.
You mean the CEO?
Yeah, because it was giving fly on the wall vibes. No, I mean that's a compliment. That's a compliment. Meaning he was talking about. So I was just like, I was thinking of it. I kind of was smiling because I was like, oh, so that's how they do the pitch to the travel. It was interesting. So I thought.
So he was pitching to UK persons?
I think it's Florida. The
Florida,
news
okay.
item said, yeah. But it was interesting to hear how they make the pitch. So he was going through the whole Summer of Love thing, you know, Sankey's Music Festival, you know, the food stuff that's coming up. But when is Restaurant Week again?
Isn't it July?
Something like
I
that?
think sometime in
And then
July.
he talked about Carnival, talked about Independence, Culturama. So it was nice. He even
Culturama is
referenced Nevis as well. I thought it was
And
kind
Nevis
of
Mango
interesting.
Festival is coming up.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that as well. So
Yes.
yeah, so that was kind of cool, I thought.
I missed it. Usually I do like the television news where I get snippets of CNN, BBC, all of that. And then on the way here, I listen to WinFM. And then if I can't do like the television thing, I would listen to another newscast just so that
What happened? That sounded kind of apropos of nothing, but there was a point when I was listening this morning. There was a point I was gonna make with that, and I can't remember what it is now. So when I remember later on, I'll tell y'all.
Stop
I
giving
can't.
us
So
our
guys-
I can't remember.
ammunition.
I can't remember what it is.
You know,
But I was
Don't
very
worry.
I was very impressed with the
his
pitch.
birthday is like next week. You know.
I was very impressed with the pitch.
His
so,
birthday's next week?
yeah, I don't.
He
I
would have
don't.
gone over from Taurus.
I don't.
Yeah, he's not a
no,
Taurus.
in Gemini.
He's a Gemini. He's one of those evil
Blue.
Geminis.
So yesterday I was trying to claim.
Isn't Candisie like
Yesterday,
Gemini?
yeah, he's a Gemini. Yesterday, I was trying to claim Blue, right? Because he told me he said today's his birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Blue.
So
Blue.
and he was like, no, you're one of those people. He's a Taurus. So.
Blue
He
is a
is.
Taurus.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is. Yesterday was one of my godson's birthdays.
Yes.
Oh
Blue
my
is-
goodness, these crazy Taurus
Yeah, he's a
people.
Taurus. Yeah, you know, Taurus. You know, we are cool people. We're
Me
never
drink
blue.
some tea.
Even, you know, we're never blue. We're always high spirited. We're always
Prince is
there.
a Gemini.
Prince,
Yeah, Prince.
the singer.
Oh, but yeah. Whole
The
bunch of-
artist formerly known as
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to tell you,
Can't
Tanya
remember
is
anymore.
not helping your
Queen
son.
Elizabeth II was a Taurus.
But she was, June, right? Yeah.
No, April
April,
21st was her birthday,
but
but she celebrated
in
in
June.
June.
Something like that, yeah.
Because during that time was when the temperature would be at the best.
The two astrological
Yes,
signs
also,
you guys are talking about
you
gonna
know-
make me finish all my coffee this
you
morning
know-
because I really don't want to
Do
comment
you
on
know
either
that
of
was a
them.
theory I always had?
What's
What?
that?
I just kind of thought of, I remember as a kid actually I said, why does she have her birthday in 1 month but celebrate it another month?
Because she's a queen.
And then,
For the celebrations.
and then I extrapolated. I said, I bet you that might be the reason to why the U.S. chose July 4th as their Independence Day, because the likelihood of it being terrible weather is very, very, very low.
Yeah,
It's
that's
summer,
true, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You think about it.
Considerations, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I celebrate my birthday from March until September, so
She's a Pisces. She's a little fish in here.
it's two of them. There are two fishes.
Yes.
Oh, and in Canada is July 3rd. So
It is.
so you realize, people want to make sure that you're all but locking gorgeous weather for your Independence Day, basically.
Is it?
And guess what? St. Kitts is September 19th. We have a year-round sunshine.
I mean,
And hurricanes lurking around the corner.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
say that right. I was like, I mean.
You remember one
Next
time?
week, Friday is Guyana's independence, 57 years.
Awesome. Congratulations to
26th.
Guyana.
Yeah.
And you
Rainy
remem-
season too.
You remember one time we didn't have the celebrations like before because we had
remember
a
the
hurricane or
hurricane.
something like that.
That
Or
was
Yeah,
so sad.
hurricanes are like Independence
Yeah.
season, and hurricanes are over there like, hey, don't
I'ma
get too
deal
festive,
with
yo.
them, yeah.
Don't get too festive, yo. Come over there.
I guess
And-
in those considerations, our forefathers didn't think about the hurricane season.
No,
and
they
it-
couldn't be
it-
bothered with that.
We're just going towards this independence.
Exactly. Whenever day it falls on, it falls on. It.
Yes.
And if you push back our celebrations, we'll just reschedule them.
My
Yes.
tea has been delivered.
Oh no,
By
I wanted to
DoorDash, no
see
less.
her. By-
No, I'm
I
joking.
saw it. I'm gonna let Sharon
My
know you just
personal
called her
DoorDash.
DoorDash.
My personal
Oh.
DoorDash. Well, actually, it was delivered by DoorDash. to
I
the door,
hope-
and then my personal
I
Uber
hope-
Eats brought it
I
in
hope
there.
you don't have any artificial sweeteners in your jam store.
Oh God, you made me
Because-
almost choke.
No, no, it's kind of hot.
Oh,
Brown
because
sugar. Brown sugar.
because just 43 minutes ago, Luke News sent out an article in this lifestyle section saying that the WHO warns against the use of artificial sweeteners
Again?
for
But
weight
didn't we
loss.
talk about that last
Yeah, we
week?
did. And
So they came
said-
back again today.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
they're probably hearing us.
They want to really reinforce the point.
I told you guys about how I met Tony.
Tony Frederick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard it before, but
Was it
maybe
with the tea?
Yeah, well, it's related to that because I
Mm-hmm.
was in Dilly Wall. She was working Dilly Wall at the time, right?
Oh.
And I was in there for some reason. I was sitting in the lobby, and she came in and she was drinking a can of Diet Coke.
Oh boy.
oh yeah, remember
So I
your
said,
story again.
you know that stuff isn't. I said, you know those artificial sweeteners aren't good for you, right? And I don't remember what she said, but then we hit it off.
I would have loved to be a fly on the wall.
And
for
she
that.
always reminds me of it.
Oh my gosh.
She always tells people, you know how I met Jabster. He was telling me, you know.
Giving me a lecture
Yeah.
on artificial sweeteners.
Yeah.
But honestly, I really do hope that persons heed the advice, because it really does
Yeah,
taste
for real.
actually a lot more sweet than the
Yeah, they're
regular
hundreds of
sugar.
times. They're hundreds of times sweeter than sugar, actually.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Definitely.
And but stevia. Well, there was. Remember, I was telling you guys when you were talking about it because I was busy in here. There was some stuff I had wanted to say, and so I guess I'm probably gonna get an opportunity now.
Knock yourself out.
There's a difference between artificial sweeteners and sugar adjacent sweeteners. There's something called sugar alcohols, which they're like a precursor to sugar. So they're made from sugar, but they don't have the caloric effect. So
For
yeah,
instance, what?
so mannitol, sorbit. If you look on this is mannitol, sorbitol, and a couple others.
So those are like sugar adjacent.
Yeah, so they're sweeteners. They're technically not. They're not artificial because they're like sugar precursors.
Mm-hmm.
They're part of sugar. So someone had the bright idea to figure out that we can use these sugar alcohols as sweeteners because they don't have the caloric effect like sugar
for persons
itself.
who count calories.
But then the problem is what I find is if you look at the packages, they mix artificial sweeteners with the sugar alcohol. So I'm like, why can't you just use one?
Overkill.
You know? Yeah.
Overkill.
Yeah.
I was like running down the list to see that, okay, they didn't mention agave, they didn't mention, I was like, okay, because I actually prefer
But
to use
agave
those.
is good.
Exactly. I prefer to use those. Maybe even like honey as opposed to actually going into the sugar. And I recently cut back a lot on sugar. Like the only time I will go overboard with sugar is when I'm having like a binge session with chocolate. And even then it's dark chocolate. So
Oh, and when you were talking, it's so funny. I was over here wrestling with the computer, and you were talking about your grandmother baking with that stuff. And
she bought the cookies with it, and it's like.
And I want to tell you, artificial sweeteners, chemically, they do not lend themselves to cooking and baking naturally. So they have to do all sorts of other weird chemical
Extra
stuff
stuff.
to them to get them to behave like sugar in cooking, like baking and so on.
Listen,
So that is
just
why,
way too much work.
So that is
Just
why
cut back on your
I don't
sugar.
think it's a good idea for people to use those things
No, but I think it's
unless you you're really you're diabetic.
For me, like dieting and those type of things, it's more mental. Because like if you program your mind, like I stopped putting sugar in my coffee, sugar in my tea, and at first it was just kind of like, oh gosh, but then it kind of grew on me because I'm thinking it's helping. You don't need this much sugar, especially if you're gonna put in creamer.
Sure.
And after a while, it kind of just grows on you.
I think they put too much sugar in here.
Uh-oh.
They tend to go overboard with the sugar.
They're kids. They need that. They love it.
Yeah. And I share the same sentiments with you when it comes to the tea. I try not to put any sugar in my tea. I try to just keep it as it is.
You know what agave is, right? You know what they make with agave?
What do they make with agave?
Tell them.
You know that. Tequila.
They grow here,
Margaritas.
They grow here. The agave plant grows here. It's a cactus. You never seen this cactus? Well, nah, you probably wouldn't.
You probably would stump me when it comes to alcoholic beverages. And
I know. He's
variety.
judging over here. I
You're
don't
probably
even
stumping
care.
me because a little.
I love
no.
margaritas.
It's pretty fascinating when you see, you find out. And then I realized, but wait, this plant, it used to grow up in the old hospital. The northern part of the hospital where it was before.
Yes.
I remember as a kid being in the hospital and those plants used to be planted outside.
I never knew that
Yes.
it grew here. I just know that it has everything to do with
Agave.
tequila.
Yeah, I saw that. I said that's a plant.
No, my dad is like vegan, and
Yeah.
so I spent some time with him, and that was one of the sweeteners that he had in the house. I don't even know if he does sugar, but that was there, so I kind of had no choice but to use that.
Yeah.
But he's like full.
I used some pancakes
vegan.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste, especially if you're coming from a position where you take a lot of sugar in your tea or like
But-
that heavy syrup on your pancake.
Oh gosh.
It's nice when you have the flavored ones. So say you have one that maybe has like strawberry or like strawberry flavor, vanilla flavor, like cherry flavor, that kind of thing.
Never tried those.
That's kind of nice.
Nice.
Oh, I forget. Someone told me that reps from the different African communities on St. Kitts will this Friday, the 19th, be offering lunch sale to the public. Dishes from various countries.
Oh, yum!
That is nice.
Nigeria, Tanzania,
Friday, you said?
Ghana, yes, Cameroon, etc.
Oh
This
yeah.
is at the Independence Square starting from 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. this Friday.
Oh, definitely.
That's nice.
I'm
Yeah.
there. You know what I want to try? The
Fufu.
Yeah, I've never had
Get
it.
out my head.
Yeah. Oh, you too?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never had it.
So
Yeah.
all of these African countries,
They make fufu in Guyana, but I can't say that I've actually tried it properly. I kind of know the process, but just like fungi, I've never tried it. I don't even understand why. But it's like pounding plantain in a
Yeah.
pestle, and I think you have to add like cold water or something. You guys can correct
It's
me
not
if I'm
plantain.
wrong.
Don't they do
In Guyana,
a
I don't know
yam?
how they
oh,
do
you mean,
it in,
yeah, but I
in
think they do
Nigeria.
the plantain as well.
But I would
Yeah.
love to try it.
Are we getting some calls? Maybe it's chefs or something? I don't know.
Yeah. It's a show about nothing.
It's an amazing show. Jerry Seinfeld, he's a comedian. So I actually saw him in person when I was in New York. I think it was like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
My sister and I saw that there was, Groupon.
Yeah.
Right.
Groupon
So
did.
we have Groupon on our phones, and there was like, we were looking for something to do on the weekend, and Seinfeld was having a show in New York.
He's gonna ask what Groupon is. Anyway,
You
never
better
mind.
not.
Never mind.
I'm
You
gonna
better
kick him
don't.
under the table.
You better don't.
Okay.
Or I'll personally go to the car and disable
Disconnect
the AC.
Poker face, guys.
Seinfeld is an American comedian. The show was a show about everything, but still nothing. Do you remember Soup, guys? Soup, not
Oh yeah,
soup.
no soup for you.
Nah, this weekend is on. You're getting kidnapped. You have to figure out what Seinfeld is.
I'm gonna Google it.
I remember the one with the girl whose name rhymed with. That was so funny. No?
Don't make me laugh all morning on the
Girl.
radio. So
It
do
was
you know
really
Fraser?
funny.
Yeah, I know. I heard about Fraser. I don't.
Because Fraser was on the radio too.
Okay, let me see.
He's Googling it.
Seinfeld.
And it's not even an age thing because
Call you on here.
two of my sisters
Oh,
are younger
yeah.
than you are and they know it.
Fraser's a genius show, man.
I love Fraser.
And you know what I never got into? That came out slightly after was Friends. I just never got into Friends.
No, I like Friends.
You like Friends?
I do. I like Will and Grace as well. That was just an insane
I
show.
like.
You know Will and Grace?
I like Lisa Kudrow. I thought Lisa Kudrow was cute.
She's
but,
mad.
Yeah, but other than that,
Phoebe.
I saw them advertised.
like
I've never watched Friends though.
if
I
I was-
saw it advertised.
You know, I was smiling and then he starts with these crazy comments over here.
if I was flipping through the channels, right, and Friends was on, I would only stop if Lisa Kudrow is on the shot. She's cute. I think she's cute.
That's why he looked at the show.
No, I never used to watch it. I only watch it when she's on the screen. I was like, oh, there's Lisa.
Not Jennifer Aniston, so you're not
no,
a
Jennifer doesn't do anything for me. No. Or the other one. What's the other one? Courtney?
Yeah.
No, never.
No?
Let's take a call. Good morning. It's Hump Day on Island Tea.
Hey, good morning, Jamster.
Hey,
good
what's
morning,
up?
Mr. Azard.
Hey, what's up, man?
Good
Morning.
Kandaki.
Okay.
Sir, it's Candy. Thank you. Good
Kandaki?
morning.
Jamster,
Okay.
very interesting about the agave. It happens to be the only sweetener that I use. I don't use sugar, period. But I use agave. Periodically.
Okay.
Mainly, when I'm in the town, I buy from the Lifespan Vegan. There's a food court this day on the North Quest Street. Vegan Span.
There's
Yeah.
a food court on
Oh.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. You mean with the food truck?
Yes,
with
yes.
food
So when
trucks,
I'm in the
yeah.
town and I want a juice,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like the tamarind and, you know, different assortment of juices that he'll make. That's what he uses as a sweetener. But agave, it is also the plant. It is also known as the century plant. Yeah, when it's mature.
Yeah, that's
it used
true.
to be.
Yeah.
It used to be in the Birdwalk area a lot. As a kid growing up, that is where we used to cut and dry them, and we have 6 or 7 of them. We run a stick to both ends to keep them afloat in the water, and that is where we did not have the luxury of getting a boat.
Yeah.
You know, my father had a little fishing boat, but I'm from the Newtown area. So that is where the old fisher folk, like Cloak,
Really?
old gentleman for the older folks would have known Cloak.
Okay.
And Tarzan from the Ponce Pasha, where we call Shantytown area. That's where those old fisher folk used to go into the water.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I think we were talking about that either last week or maybe Monday. We were talking about somebody I was talking with. Where it's interesting where a lot of the plants are common to a lot of countries, but some countries are in ignorance about what the plants are. Because when I saw the agave on the documentary, I was like, that grows in St. Kitts. You know?
Yeah.
And like the moringa,
Yeah.
the moringa was there the whole time, and it was
Yeah.
Telka Francis who came on Voices. I was actually on the board.
And they were making like a whole big documentary about it from
Yeah.
Hawaii. And I'm like, we have that tree knocking down in
Yes,
St. Kitts.
exactly.
And neem.
Exactly. Like there's this plant.
The moringa was inspired by Telka Francis to plant those on the Afro
Exactly.
strip.
Same here. That's
So
why.
we them call it agro strip, but my name is Africa. So I plant them, so I rename that strip the Afro strip because
You
I
love
planted
to
those
rename things and
moringa
people I
trees
see.
in 2013. And so yes, but back to the century plant. Yes, that is what we used to use as floated, like a floated vessel, you know, in the water because the cork-like
interesting.
material inside in the derma of the plant, it would float.
Oh.
Interesting to see that they use it as tequila.
Okay.
The southern states like Arizona and New Mexico, I think
Awesome.
that's a commodity that they use with the tequila.
They do.
And Mexico.
That's
Well,
true.
we
Thank
have.
you
I want to say
so
thank you for your
much for your
contribution.
contribution.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
sharing
listening.
your story with us. We have some guests coming in from the.
St. Kitts Nevis Tennis Association.
Yes. We have those guests coming in momentarily.
Yes.
Are we going to take a little break?
You take a quick break, yeah,
Yes,
and then we
let's
come
do
back.
that.
Okay.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Caribbean numbers come and play. Just one single dollar, that is the way. You can pick one number or two or three. I win up to 20,000, you see. 3 ways to play, 3 draws a day, 3 ways to win. Hear what we say. Caribbean numbers is the easiest game to play.
The new Caribbean numbers
So play today.
at any Caribbean lottery agent island-wide.
So play today.
Apply online now for the NHC New Modern Smart Homes. The application process is digital. Sign up for a 1, 2, or 3 bedroom home at apply.nhc.kn. Create your unique ID and never have to reapply. Did you hear that? Never ever have to reapply. It's safe, secure, and saves time. No more paperwork. Sign up and free up your time by applying online at apply.nhc.kn. Contact us at 466-4701 for more information. NHC, raising standards.
Babe, this soca got me ready to fet for summer. Better start saving money.
There's an easier way. We can play Carnival Cash with the Caribbean Lottery and enter the Chasing the Vibes promotion.
Carnival Cash?
It's a new, exciting scratch game that's loaded with $1,000. And if we buy $20 in Carnival Cash tickets, we can enter to win a trip to Barbados for a 6-day VIP crop-over experience.
A free trip? Count me in. Purchase the Carnival Cash scratch tickets from any Caribbean lottery agent island-wide for your chance to win a trip and VIP crop-over experience in Barbados.
Partnered with the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. Must be ages 21 and over to play.
Island tea.
It's 8:42, and it's time for our next segment, and we've got a representative, the president, I think, from the St. Kitts Nevis Tennis Association. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Good morning and welcome.
Welcome to Island Tea.
Guys, we are definitely hitting balls in here. We have some guests that just popped in, and we're going to let them introduce themselves and tell us why they're visiting with us this morning.
Great. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us. I'm Watkins Shiverton, president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Tennis Association. And I'm very happy to be here again with you guys. And I brought a special guest today with me. Our overseas-based player, Arena Valitova. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hello, thank you very much for having us here. And my name is Arena Valitova, and I represent St. Christopher Nevis for tennis, and for already like 3 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. So I know that we have tennis persons here. I just didn't know that we were that active. So tell us how long you've been representing us.
3 years.
3 years. And what is the next upcoming match, tournament, activity?
So we have CSC Games and then Pan American Games in November.
So the CSC?
CSC.
When is
Caribbean
that?
and Central American Games.
When is that one?
In June, right?
27, 28 to over into July.
Wow. So
and
you've
it's
been
going to be
practicing.
in San Salvador this year.
San Salvador. Wow. So you've been practicing all this time. What is like a typical day like for you?
So I wake up at around 6 a.m., then I have a practice at 7 a.m. until 9. Then it's not during the season, right? We are talking about the normal practices. Then I come home, I do homework, then I go to the practice. I have from 4 to 6 one more practice, and then from 6 to 8 I have a fitness. So around 6 hours a day.
Oh my goodness.
6 days a week.
And how long have you been playing tennis? Like since you were?
Since I was 8. And honestly, I started really late. So usually kids are starting like around 4.
Yeah, 3, 4.
Yeah, but I started late.
Wow, late.
Late bloomer, but excellent achiever.
Exactly. What made you even want to play tennis?
Like I was always passionate to play tennis, and I saw the practice when my brother came to the court. We were playing, and then he was like, "Hey, do you want to try?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's try." And then I started to play, and since after this,
the rest
drew
is
me to the
history.
world of sport. Yeah, and I was in love with this sport.
Wow. And I noticed like when you were walking, I was like, man, she's tall. Which I think is a good thing, especially with tennis because of, you know, the strides and the backhands and all of that. Listen, I know all the jargon. I've never played tennis a day in my life.
So what has caused the interest in tennis? Why did you choose tennis, or did tennis choose you?
It's like a passion. Basically, like if you won, it's like a competition. So like soccer, basically, football you call it, it's like you are in the team. But I wanted to be, honestly, I wanted to be like individually. Yeah, in tennis we also have doubles, so it's like team. But basically it's singles. So I wanted to show myself and show to the rest of people that I can play tennis and I want to compete. And the sport is a beautiful, tennis is a beautiful sport, and they call it Queen's sport.
Right. Who's your favorite tennis player?
Serena Williams.
Yeah. So she's retired now, so there's a spot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Coming soon.
Exactly. So tell us what your preparations are like in here for the upcoming tournament.
Right. Well, as Irina says, she has been going through the various training programs, ensuring that her fitness level is what it should be, and continuing as well with her technical and tactical skills. She's been working very intensely with her coaches, and also trying to, get herself there in mindset for the psychological aspect, mentally preparing herself for what the next level is out there. The competition is going to be very stiff. There are approximately 48 males and 48 females who will be competing in San Salvador. We've been having meetings with the SKNOC, 'cause they're the ones basically who would spearhead the team. They've already selected chief of the missions, and just these little logistical things, ensuring that we submit names of our coaches, and the other important things for the credential requirements and so on. So quite a lot of stuff that has been happening in the background, and we're very happy. She's been here now a week officially. She just wanted to come down and see St. Kitts.
Thank you so
and
much.
to enjoy and also to give back. So she's had a lot of sessions. We've literally occupied her time, ensuring that she worked with our junior players, impart her knowledge, experience, and she's an excellent coach as well.
So who are some of her coaches?
Well, she does it. Go ahead.
So I have my dad. He's my head coach. And right now I'm studying.
That's the person pacing back there?
Yes. But also right now I'm studying in university, Rutgers University. I got a full scholarship there. Thank you. And my coaches are Hillary and Haley. And they are the main coaches.
Yes.
And also, when I come to the summer, I have Alexander. He's my coach. So I have like a lot of coaches.
Apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, were there trials before you qualified for this?
Yeah. But the coaches from university, they became my coaches 1 year ago. So.
But this upcoming competition, did they have like trials? Like, did you have to get over some hurdles before you made it into this upcoming competition, or?
Yeah, well, based on her ranking, because she's been out there and she's been out there winning. So based on her ranking, it gave her automatic qualifications into the tournament.
So what is her ranking?
So before coming to college, my ranking was 196 from juniors. I never played women's since I was under 18.
Right.
But after college, I'm planning to go professional sport. professional tennis.
When you say 196, could you give us like an idea of the score?
196 in the world.
Okay, 196.
So that
in the
covers,
world.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That covers all 300 and something, 27 countries plus so many thousands of players. So
Okay.
you can
Yeah.
appreciate
That's good.
that she's pretty good up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
So are we going to be able to see her in action? Is it going to be live stream? Is it going to be on ESPN?
Yes. The CSC games are live stream. 'Cause it's enough. There are 4 main tiers of games. So you have the Olympics at the top, you have the Pan Am, and then you have the World, the Pan Am Juniors, and then you also have the CSC games as well. So it's one of those big bracket events. So therefore, it's going to be globally broadcast. All the different sports. Tennis is just one sport that's going to be showcased there, and it promises to be an exciting event. Just I wish I could go.
Yes, it sounds that way. Now I am going to ask a question that everybody else is probably wondering. What is your tie to St. Kitts? I noticed that you have an accent.
Oh, yeah. So basically, I'm from Slovakia. And, I just wanted to live here.
Oh, wow. Why did you choose that? I mean, we're honored. Thank you.
Yes.
What attracted you to St. Kitts?
Basically, because I was traveling worldwide. I visited more than 50 countries. And we decided to choose citizenship here because it gives you opportunity to travel more. That's the reason.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
But we've seen the benefits as well because we have now such a talented tennis player who can represent St. Kitts and Nevis.
We're definitely going to be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Let's get that ranking up.
Yeah.
For sure.
And she has, on the weekend, we took her to Nevis as well.
Yes.
So we have been giving her the full Cricketian welcome.
Nice.
Took her over as well. We got them to the Hot Springs and the Four Seasons and the courts in Charlestown and just moving around town
Yeah, it was
getting
so
a sense
beautiful.
of everything.
Yes.
So
Nice.
she loves it.
Yes.
Of course, the hot springs are welcome
Yes.
after training.
Yes,
For sure.
definitely.
So how has, I know you said you were training juniors. How many persons do we actually have in that category here right now as part of the Tennis Association?
Okay, well, our junior program, national junior program, it's going by leaps and bounds. We started it since 2018, and we are now up to over 100 children registered.
Wow.
They don't all come all the time, but it's quite a bit, and it spans not just in Bastia area, Newton Ground, Sadlers. There's an arm of it in Sandy Point that's running. We're about to jumpstart the arm in Nevis, because our mantra is, every child deserves a chance to be the champion that we want them to be. Just phrase it a bit.
That is
and what
nice.
they're destined to be, because they're all champions.
And so all of the places that you just called, their tennis courts there, or they have to travel to Bastia too?
Well, there are tennis courts, believe it or not, in almost all the major communities in St. Kitts and Nevis. It's just that they're not fully prepared with nets and painted and so on. But Sandy Point in particular has courts. Bastia, we have quite a number of courts. So we move between the various areas, but a good bit of our programs are in Bastia. So we have camps, which we just finished a few weeks ago, as well as tournaments, which we just finished 1 week ago. So we're trying to get them as much engaged in the sport so that they can develop themselves, develop their skills, and also hone their ability to appreciate the game and appreciate the values that we're trying to instill in them.
Right. And you start them out as young as, like, how old do you have to be?
Our program starts from 6 years old, but we go as low as 5. Once their motor skills are well developed, we tend to accept them. And then we take them to the various stages, right up to when they're 18. So they have a full life of tennis that they can draw on. With tremendous benefits and tremendous results. And Avina can testify to that because of what she's seen. Because she's been working with them really good. And they've loved her. They've loved her time. I mean, I tell you, they don't want to leave the court. There was so much screaming last night that we heard it down at American Bakery.
That's definitely
so she had them
good
really
feedback.
excited,
Good.
and they really enjoyed it. The parents themselves as well are tremendous supporters who come out every day and ensure that their kids are there and their kids are ready. The problem, of course, is that you can't get them off the court.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's the challenge. But not a challenge per se, but a good challenge
It's
for
a
them.
good challenge,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
yes.
excellent feedback, the fact that they don't want to leave. How many
Exactly.
local coaches do we have, though?
Well, right now we have trained over 18 coaches, but the program right now we have about 4 main coaches who are circulating within the program to ensure. At least this is in Bastia, and then in Sandy Point there are 3 coaches that are working there as well.
Oh, impressive. I mean, I know there's tennis happening. I just, don't get the feedback. So it's good that you can come in here and give us all this information.
Yeah, because we believe that, it's too much has been much of a secret.
Yes.
And we want to get the word out there. We're trying to raise funds to get ourselves on these billboards and these digital boards to let everybody know what the program, albeit in a strategic way, because this year we want to also build capacity. So we're going to be running some training courses for our coaches so that we can have more coaches.
Right.
And then now we could begin to spread the word even more. So in other words, don't take on too much that you can't handle. But when you have trained and have the resources in place, then sure, extend it. So that the others can benefit in what tennis gives.
Wow, I agree. And so if parents want to sign up their children for tennis, what's the procedure?
Well, we have a website and as well as a Facebook and Instagram, tennisskn.org. And there's a tab, Document Library, and at the very top, you see the junior program registration form that they fill out, and email that or bring it in or just send it, and then they can bring their kids. And
That's easy.
It's pretty small in terms of their commitment. So we just give them a small commitment fee that they would have, and then get their kids in and start the very next day practically.
Do you guys provide balls and rackets?
Everything
or?
that they need.
Okay.
They just have to get sneakers, comfortable sneakers, which they don't. Unfortunately, St. Kitts doesn't really have an official sports store, and even though shoe store don't really cater for tennis, they have more running shoes.
Right.
But we often try to tell, okay, we work with that for now, but over time, get your kids some comfortable tennis shoes, and some shorts, a skirt, a good shirt, a hat if it's hot, a water bottle, and you're good to go.
Wow. What has it been like training in this heat? I'm glad you said hot.
Yes.
The first day was really tough, but then it was nice.
Right.
I got some tan.
Yes, there you go.
We are experiencing some
It
extreme
is
heat.
extremely hot.
Yeah.
And then I think we're battling with the Saharan dust again.
Really?
So that's it's causing like another layer that the sun has to now pierce through.
We never
But
left
it's
Africa.
good.
Africa is following us.
Apparently, yes. And we seem to be getting closer to the equator because the heat is insane. But it's good training, right? Because
Yes.
San Salvador is going to be...
You're sweating so much, and then
Yes.
you're sweating, and everything goes away with sweat.
Good grief. How long is this tournament for? Like, so you have to get over the first hurdle and then make it up to... What is the procedure like?
Well, I don't have the documents in front of me, but it's normally where you have the opening stages where you have the rounds, and then you make it into the main draw. And once you're in the main draw, then it's elimination. So you have to battle your way through the various competitors to try to get to the finals and win.
Wow. And how many countries are competing?
Well, it's a global event.
It's global.
It's a global event, so you can reasonably expect any country that has a player who's qualified that's going to be there.
Okay,
And each
awesome.
going in against each other.
Well, at least we know Naomi's out of it, so.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. And in my head, I'm kind of running through all the women players that I know, and I'm like, okay, I have to be able to recognize you. So we have a specially designed uniform, right?
Yes, we do. Generally, the St. Kitts team always has and are clad with the national colors and the national emblems on their jerseys. So yes.
So it's just
clad.
singles, right? It's not doubles. It's just.
But it's singles and doubles. But at this point in time, she's only registered so far as
For
a single.
single.
We were trying to also get in some more of our players, and they're out there on the circuit trying to get ranking points so that they can qualify. But I don't know if they'll be able to make it in for this one.
Right.
But perhaps for the Pan Am and the Olympics as well.
Right, and Pan Am is in November, you
November,
said?
yes.
Okay, so we have a
So
little
we
bit
have
of time.
the Hull sisters from Nevis.
Yes,
who
I've
are
seen
currently
them.
out there, yes. And they're trying to get themselves up as well.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we're definitely rooting for them. Do we have any male tennis players that are?
Well, not at that age and stage as yet, but we're trying to work on them. Some of our players who are now 14, we're trying to get them out there in international competition so they themselves can get the experience that is necessary, get their skill levels up, and get the ranking points. Because that's the important thing. You have to
Get
be
the
out
ranking points up.
Yeah, in order to make it into the qualifiers. So you have to
I'm
be
pretty
ranked
biased where
internationally.
tennis is concerned. Like, I have like male players that I like, but I'm always kind of rooting for the females. Yeah.
I know. The females
Sorry.
game is really taking off. And as you
Yes.
mentioned that, and I can speak to, and I mean, again, you can make
And it's
some more
shorter
comments on that.
anyways.
Yeah, because we often see that between the ages of 12 to 14, well, most of 13, 14, 15, you get the female players who are, they're excited, but 13, 14, 15, we tend to lose them. Oftentimes to other things. It's a mystery to me. When I travel, I ask those professional and those experienced countries, how do you keep them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, some have said you just have to make it fun, but realize that they are gonna compete against the academics, against
Life.
the other social dynamics of dancing and other things.
Yeah, life happens.
But Irene, I don't know if you could just feed in here as to what it was for you that kept you, and also what you can encourage the girls who are out there to come and play and stay.
Yeah, when I was like 13 or 14, I wanted to give up. I just wanted to quit tennis because I saw that my friends are after school going to play and enjoy their lives. And I was like, oh man, I have to like stop playing tennis because I was 24 hours on tennis court.
Oh, wow.
And then I was not ready for this. But then I said, like, my parents asked me, are you really want to give up on this? You already like put so many years in this? I was like, oh, I should like think about it. So I took 3 weeks off, and then I went to school again. I just wanted to like have fun with my friends, but then after 3 weeks I was bored.
Exactly.
I didn't know what to do. I was like, my homework is done, everything is perfect, but I want to come back to the court. And then I came back, and then I never quit the sport.
I feel like it has to be a passion.
Yes.
Because, you know, you're like, oh, my friends are going to the mall, they're going to this party, da-da-da. But then after that is, then what?
Yeah.
Right? It has to become a passion. And I'm thinking, like, have you seen King Richard, the movie?
Yes, I did.
And he pushed those girls.
Yes.
And their mom was going crazy. Their other sisters was going crazy. They're like, give them a break. They want to be children.
Yes.
But he pushed them. And of course, there's like arguments that is going to be against it because it's like, let them be children. Let them enjoy their childhood. But look where they are now.
Correct.
Right? So I feel it has to be a balance of passion and discipline. But at the end of the day, the person has to want to do it.
Yeah.
Right. I had a sister that played tennis. I was never drawn to tennis. I'm more of a basketball person, even cricket.
Really?
But I've never tried tennis.
She almost was on the executive for the cricket, you know.
We have an election coming up, so we can get you on the executive.
Oh my! I think I'd have to learn the game properly for it. But I do enjoy looking at a good tennis match. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
And we will definitely be rooting for you. Please remind us when it is.
Yes.
Put it on Community Diary so that everybody can tune in and she can have like the whole of St. Kitts screaming.
Yeah, and
for
just
her.
a reminder, Arena is a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yes.
So, you know, through economic citizenship, so it shows the benefit, shows that we can, you know, get talent, we can get persons who can represent St. Kitts and Nevis and put us on the international stage.
Yeah, and that's a common practice now because so many countries, if you see the athletes that they have, like, these are athletes that they got drawn into their program and utilizing them. So
exactly,
one for us, we can do the same.
Exactly,
and looking out for more. So if you're out there,
yes,
and
definitely,
you have talent, whether it's football, tennis, cricket,
Right.
I want to mention that yesterday we did a mini tournament, and I'm not gonna call the names, but I saw a few talents there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I hope if they're gonna work hard. This is the only like reason to become tennis players.
Right.
You have to work hard, and then they can make professional sport.
Yeah, and those are 9-year-olds she's talking about.
Thank you for saying that. So guys, she's not gonna call names on air, but the president is going to point it out. Hang in there. Stick with it. And
Yes.
you'll see how far you can get. Like I know Coco Gauff, she started like pretty young.
Yeah, pretty young, and she turned for around 15.
Naomi as well. Naomi
Yeah.
started really young, and she has every intention of coming back. The Williams sisters. So there's quite a number of women out there that started really young. Maria Sharapova, like all of these are persons that started really young, and they kept with it, and you can see where they are today.
You see her knowledge with the tennis and the
I
players,
actually
and so
really
Of
like
course.
tennis.
And it's
when
good
you have an
because if
executive meeting and you have elections coming up.
My dad was obsessed with tennis. Navratilova,
Yeah.
that was like one of his favorite players.
course.
So yeah. Well,
If
congrats
you
on
look at where the
Diana.
trend is going, the last 8 Grand Slams, they're about maybe even 10. The ones who won were between the age of 18 to 20.
Yes, yes.
So,
So
there's
it's a stick
there's
to it
shift.
thing. Yes,
Shift.
yes.
'Cause the junior programs are really excellent.
There wasn't an open just recently when this young player beat one of the sisters.
Yeah. I can't remember her name. I think
was
she was
US
from.
Open.
It was
Yeah, I think
from
it was that.
Where was she from? No, was it U.S. Open? Wasn't it when the girl from Australia
Serena's
beat?
last game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a
Okay.
young
Yeah,
girl.
there was a young girl who beat her. I was like, wow.
I
Yeah.
probably was annoyed and didn't look at it. Because like I remember when they used to play, I would always back Venus because she's the older sister, right?
Right.
And in my household, my sister that played tennis, she was the younger. So you always have like this little sibling rivalry. So she's back in Serena, I'm back in Venus, and
Right.
every time Venus win, I'm like, you better see that. It's the older one that won. So when Serena took over because Venus
Correct.
became ill and for whatever reasons. She was like, well, look who stuck out. So I started back in Serena. But I'm so happy that we're now on that world stage and that we're on that circuit. And I am definitely looking forward to seeing your name up there with the others.
Thank you.
So
Yes.
again,
All the
congrats,
best.
work hard, and all the best.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for bringing her to
Yes,
see us
thank
this
you for
morning and
having us.
to, letting our listeners get a chance to meet her.
Yeah.
All right, so
We're gonna take a short break and come back with the farm report. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Very nice.
I'm trying to.
If this soca got me ready to fet for summer, better start saving money.
There's an easier way. We can play Carnival Cash with the Caribbean Lottery and enter the Chasing the Vibes promotion.
Carnival Cash?
It's a new, exciting scratch game that's loaded with $1,000. And if we buy $20 in Carnival Cash tickets, we can enter to win a trip to Barbados for a 6-day VIP crop-over experience.
A free trip? Count me in. Purchase the Carnival Cash scratch tickets from any Caribbean Lottery agent island-wide for your chance to win a trip and VIP crop-over experience in Barbados.
Partnered with the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. Must be ages 21 and over to play.
Strapped for cash? Get Instacash. Payday late? Get Instacash. Have items new or used you don't need? Get cash for them at Instacash. We buy and sell quality new and used tools, electronics, jewelry, household items, and more. If you're strapped for cash, think Instacash. Sell an item for cash or buy an item. Ask about the convenient Instacash layaway plans and buyback options. Instacash is same-day cash, no credit checks, and guaranteed privacy. Get cash for your goods. Visit Instacash across from Caribbean Lotto in the Housewoods Complex or call 465-0222 and 669-8390.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
9 minutes after 9 o'clock, it's time for the Farm Report. And we have got Mr. Solomon Morton on deck.
What an introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble?
Good morning, Mr. Morton. Welcome.
You think
How
that we
are
have
you
a
doing?
boxing match in here?
I really can't answer that question, being among the heavyweights.
Oh my goodness.
Especially after that introduction.
I
when he
know,
had that,
right?
you know, let's
Get ready to rumble.
I mean, you're putting me on the ropes already.
Apparently. But you know, every time I see you, only one thing comes to mind. So I hope you're here to give us some information on that.
Yes.
I know you guys are gonna have it again. Did I miss it? Did I miss this sweet potato melee? I know you guys are gonna have it again.
I guess you missed it.
I missed it. Oh no. I remember like Jamster did mention that it was happening again, but I totally forgot what day it was.
That tells me your level of interest.
No, that's not true. The day when it was
It's in-
supposed to happen,
the
Azard and I
25th, right?
drove by because we couldn't believe that it was off and we saw that it was actually flooded.
Yeah.
And
it's-
then we kept waiting for it to be, announced again.
And it's going to be the 25th, right?
No, he said we missed it.
What do
See?
you mean we missed what?
I blame you guys.
Wait, we missed what? The
We
sweet
missed
potato
Yeah,
meal?
we missed it when
What
it was
it?
rescheduled.
I mean, you guys.
He's not happy at all.
No.
This is your fault, Mr. Morton, because you were supposed to remind us.
My fault.
Yes. Oh, wow. This is his ad.
Potato melon ain't done gone. But we had to put it off due to the weather. We had to postpone it to coming out the 25th of this month. Bigger and better.
But all the restaurants and hotels gonna be there.
More product. So what you mean we doing sweet potato melon still again? Okay, with that better post them because it's more sweet potato melon. Sweet potato melon.
Is they walking up for me?
Sweet potato melon.
Who made that video? You?
No pay them, no mind.
Potato melee.
I know it.
What they say? Melee for sale?
Yes.
Wow.
Melee for sale.
So wait, so is
there's
it
a lot of
25th?
melee. Yes.
See, I know.
Because I'm like, did I miss it? Not nice, Mr. Morton.
Is
Not
it,
nice.
is it 20? When? The
Come
20?
on, you guys put me on the rope as soon as I enter.
So this is your
So
way of
you
boxing
expect
back? I'm coming here to get extra products now for stressing me out.
That's the problem.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I said it's the 25th. I've been looking out for this.
25th, yeah.
And so when he said,
Thank you, Jamster. You saw us in here struggling. You didn't even jump
No,
in.
I just said it. You didn't hear me?
No.
I remember it was
I
the
just said
25th because I love sweet potato. I was like, I need to be a part of
I
this.
just want to be converted as a fan because I'm more of a plantain cassava girl.
So it's going to be over by the strip, right? The
Same
agro
place.
strip, yeah. Okay.
The only thing changed was the time.
So
That
what
is
time
the
is it now?
date. The time is now the 25th of May, which is next week Thursday, right on the strip.
And, no, but what time? That's the date. What time?
9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
All right. So
Yeah.
after
So
the
you
show.
don't have any excuse.
You realize next week has 2 foodie heaven days, man. The African food in the square and and
Friday.
potato
This
melon.
Friday, Jamster is the African.
Oh, it's this Friday?
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking.
You
some
being
reason- He would have Sorry, missed it sorry, and I was drag thinking- us oh my along with God, him. I was
Yeah,
thinking.
and you see, he always talking about going back to the motherland, and he has an opportunity of tasting the
trust me, I
motherland.
will be there.
Why you guys are trying those York and Beamer this morning? Why?
Was what?
Come on, no. I
What's
think
that?
this is
What's
wrong
that?
Two of them always do it. So welcome.
What? With what?
You don't have to listen. You're gonna have to bear up with them. They're like this every single day.
That's the problem to me, really.
So tell us,
Yes.
what else are you here to tell us about today?
Actually, I'm here to give a overview, if you want to call it that, on the status of agriculture, where we are at, where we should be, where we are looking to go, and if there is any movement, any progress in that area.
Nice progress
Great.
report. All
Yeah.
right, let's have it.
Let's hear it.
Okay, to get started, let me first of all say a pleasant good morning to all who is listening. I know that the fan base is growing, and we want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for listening in, taking time out of your busy programming to tune in to a set of guys that does not know where they're going and where they want to go. And that's according to, quote unquote, status quo. but we don't really live and operate within the box. We like to think outside the box and do things outside of the box. So regardless of where they would want to place us and where you would find us, we are still here. One of the most important jobs in life is not sharing information like you guys do. It's not even being a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist. One of the most important jobs in life is to be able to feed the people and feed yourself. And we have to recognize that agriculture is, I don't want to say necessary, but very important if we are going to survive. We see the labs in North America imitating a lot of stuff, growing things in lab overnight, and you have a full-grown cow that you can slaughter. You know, I mean, it's nonsense, and it makes you think that we're in serious competition. But we have to understand. We have to understand that feeding ourselves is not just about what we plant, but also the process in which it is handled, from seed to table. And therefore, we have to look at the best possible ways of presenting food that is healthy, palatable, and edible to the society. And that is what we're about in SK when it comes to agriculture. I want to say that, let me big up a bus driver who and myself had a very interested and heated debate on my way here. And I told him I'm going to be listening. So big up, sir. Because we have to understand that agriculture is a way of life.
Yes.
And it impacts the judge, the minister, government, religious, whatever, everybody, because everybody has to eat. And as a good old adage say, we are what we eat. So it is not a disgrace or a shameful thing to be a farmer. As a matter of fact, it is a prestigious thing. When you know the value of what you're doing, you can take pride in it, regardless of what other people may want to think.
Agreed.
So I want to big up all the farmers out there, let them know that they're doing a good job.
You guys are feeding the nation.
We are even more important than the police, because when there is no crime, then there is no need for policing. But whether there is crime or not, people has to eat, and therefore our job become even more important. In terms of where we are in St. Kitts and to some extent Nevis with agriculture, we are lagging in that most people do not understand the value and the context of agriculture. Most people think that you dig up a piece of land and you plant some seed and that's agriculture. Agriculture is more than that. And I said we are lagging because when you look at how the other Caribbean nations are formulating their plans and putting things in place to advance the cause, that sector problem, we recognize that in SK, we haven't even started as yet. Sad to say, but it's reality. And if we're going to be serious about agriculture, we have to take the bull by its horn. And that is why you would see so many farmers, organizations, and groups are now speaking up and coming to the front, because we recognize that we are being left behind. And it is not a healthy thing to be left behind in another man's land, never mind your own. And while you're being left behind, your relatives, your children, your offspring, your immediate household is at a disadvantage because there is no funds and they cannot get the amenities that they would need in life. So it's a cycle that we are now trying to break by coming out and letting people know the state of affairs. Some people may see it as a personal attack. I beg to differ. It is not an attack on any individual. It is attacking a system that needs to be changed, demolished, abolished, whatever term you want to use. It's a system that needs to be changed if we're going to be looking at having food sustainability. And all these different activities like the sweet potato melee, the open day, the night market, the soil festival, and you name it. All these are ways that we're saying to the public, these are avenues and areas that can be tapped into. These are products, for example, some of the products you're going to be seeing. You will not have even thought of it possible. But these are products that are healthy, much healthier than the chips and the corn curls and cornflakes that comes in with all those preservative and chemical, all those acid added to it. So we need to recognize that agriculture is vast and wise, and if we're going to tackle it, there's some fundamental changes that need to be set in place. I know I'm setting a broad base for our short discussion this morning, but I hope we would be able to get through a lot of it.
Are you part of the consortium? When Mr. Flanders was here last week, he was talking about the consortium.
I'm not officially registered as a member. I've been invited. I'm doing some groundwork, but they have my support and we do liaise. So whatever is taking place, I'm aware of it and they're aware of what I'm doing. So it's not that we are fighting, but just that I have not yet attended a meeting as a member.
Okay.
But yes, I'm a part of. I know Troy would be smiling when he hear that because he say, I'm waiting, but yes, I'm a part of, I'm on board.
Okay.
Because you see, it is not about a group of farmers now, it's about St. Kitts. And it's about moving St. Kitts forward. For example, we often brag that we have the best land in the Caribbean, and I mean, people are saying that when they come and they see. And yet we are lagging in production. Why? And you would hear the politicians get on the air and say, oh, food import bill is so high. But what are we doing? What are you putting in place to reduce that bill? I'll start by looking at the term that has been kicked around like a football, 20 by 25, which to me is far-fetched. Because if you're going to reduce your import by 25%, which is a quarter of what you're bringing in, you must have something in place to take the place of that 25%. You must be prepared to niche something, create a market, create an avenue so that you can take care of that 25%. It might be 5% in one area, one in another area, but when it adds up, it should be 25%. But what is happening? Nothing. And yet we keep bragging about 25 by 25. So how is it going to happen? Drop out the sky? The cow has jumped over the moon years ago and it still hasn't landed as yet. So how are we going to land? Where are we going to... What is our base for moving forward? Up to now, we have not had a strategic plan as how we plan to tackle this, what we're going to implement to get it going forward. And it is one insulting for intelligent people who know what it is, who know what all these plans and process is about, to hear we bragging about something that we are not prepared to handle. It is said that preparation is 90% of the job. The other 10% is execution. And if we don't prepare, then we're preparing to fail. And those people in authority need to understand that. If you do not prepare now for the 25% reduction, you are preparing to fail. And the embarrassment is going to be bigger. It's going to not just be the politicians and his entourage, but it's going to be the country that is facing it. So if you want to go out there and face that embarrassment at the end of the day, go right ahead. But I won't be facing it with you because I'll be talking and saying this is what needs to be done. We need to have some specific plans, ideas. How are we going to achieve this? What area of production are we going to tackle? For example, products. What is the most used product that is imported? Can it be grown in St. Kitts? If so, what would it take to grow that product? And if these concepts and ideas are not threshed out early and put on the table, then you cannot touch it.
What do you think is the most used product?
I don't think it's one really. I think basically fruits and vegetables are pulling a major brunt of it. Yes, we know the meat kind and what have you is pulling the weight, but in terms of actual production, fruits and vegetables, cabbages, onions, pepper, carrot, tomato, these are perishables that move very fast. And I'll tell you more. Some years ago, there was a school field program set up here to the administration, farm administration in agriculture. And we have some farm examples that were done. And it was proven that we can grow cabbage much better than a lot of other countries, and better cabbage than what is being brought in.
So what's the hindrance?
The hindrance is that the powers that be, and the last time I was here, I made mention of it, the Ministry of Trade operates in a arbitrary position. They figure, what we say go. They need to understand that trade goes both ways. You bring in and you take out. And in coming in, if you have to limit certain things, and we always say, the conventions, but the conventions allow that. The US use it, Canada use it, Europe use it. The laws allow you to protect a certain portion of your market. And no law is going to go against that. Okay, you're protecting this aspect of your market, this percentage, feel free. And that is not being done. So therefore, why, for example, back to that issue that I mentioned about the farm school, here it was that we were producing cabbage. And we said to all the leading supermarkets, we are planting this amount of cabbage and we are keeping your breast. At one point, we said to them, we want you to come out into the field and look at the product so you can know, you can see it for yourself.
That's a good
and
idea.
None of them showed up. Yet they continue to import. So, for example, we had cabbage for months on the chill, and yet cabbage were being imported. I mean, and they say, we can't block. Nonsense. You protect a certain portion of your market. And I've been saying to them all along that one of the strategies we could use is that we have a lab at Needmos that was donated by the Taiwanese that is very effective in tracing chemicals. All that you have to do, make it mandatory that all farmers in St. Kitts, before your produce reach the market, it pass through the lab. Mm-hmm. If it is not cleared, then you cannot sell it. And when it is cleared, it is said, okay, chemical free. Right. And all that you have to do is to put up on your page, this is a standard that we are going by. So if you cannot produce that certificate for your goods coming in saying that it is chemical free, then we are going to red flag it. But they don't want to do it. You are not creating any queries, but you're saying this is our national standard we are going by. And if you want to enter our market, you must abide by it. Just like the USDA and the authorities. I mean, no matter what you have to go through their system. If you want to import, you have to go through their system. So why can't we? You set it up and say, this is our standard, this is our boundaries, this is our guideline, and if you want to, you're doing it. And I said before, in so doing, what you're doing, you're creating a market for your local farmers. Right. Because we would know that, hey, number one, the quality has to be consistent. Number two, we cannot use this chemical because it's not going to reach a market. We're only going to be losing. And number three, the market is there. You can't ask more than that. And if that is implemented, this 25 by 25 become a trash in the bin.
It's funny, the same products that you mentioned were the same products that I think Kyle gave us figures on, and the import amounts were insane. And those are some of the same products that we can grow here. I've seen local tomatoes, cabbages.
Not just seen, but you would have experienced, for example, you can get a local tomato and put it on your countertop, and it stays firm and hard for weeks. You get an imported one, and within 2-3 days, you're getting a plastic full of water.
Let's
What
take
that
a
tells
call.
you about-
I want you to tell me why that is afterwards. But let's take this call. Caller, go right ahead. Farm report.
Yes, good morning.
All
Good
right.
morning, good morning and all the
I want you to keep it
radio
brief.
program.
All right? Go ahead.
I listened a bit to Flanders and I'm listening to Mr. Morton. And all I'm hearing or seeing is fingers pointing outward. I want him to update us on one of the weapons that farmers have to fight against trade. And that is strong, very strong farmers cooperatives. This is the only way to fight back against WTO. And we've preached this many, many times. So I'd like you to update us. Do we have any very strong cooperatives that can speak to an industry, a pork industry? Mr. Flanders talk about cowards, some coward farmers cooperative. And the list goes on and on and on. So I'd like him to point inward. It's all well and good to point outwards and ask for the Ministry of Trade, government, and so on. But the onus upon them too to use the weapons that they have. Most of the cooperatives I know, they have a few active people, but you need more than that. You need 100 pork farmers to fight back against WTO. To say, listen, we have 100 people and their families, which an average about 3 per family. That's 300 people, and so on, and the fight goes on from there. So I'd like him to update us, please. What are the farmers doing internally to strengthen their cooperatives, get more numbers, and put up a real serious fight at least? Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I know that voice very well, and I know where that is coming from. But let me tell you, my good friend, is that yes, the co-ops are pretty weak, but there are reasons, and I'm not making any excuses now because I often say that farmers need to do their own business. And the last time I was here, I said that we need to, just how the private sector arm themselves with information, cooperation, and strength to go forward. We as farmers need to do it. So I would say that yes, farmers need to be a part of a farming community, not just banging their mouth and saying, oh, I'm a farmer. If that is not done, we are like shooting ourselves in the foot, point blank. And we need to get that sorted out. However, in order for we to reach that stage, there has to be a program in place to re-educate people because, let's face it, we all suffer from the crab in the barrel syndrome. And farmers are waiting to see a major success story at flagship before they are willing to say, okay. And you can't really vex with them for that because that's their personal right. But at the same time, it is what the society, what the authorities that be promotes. Part of that problem also is that the mindset of a lot of farmers has to be changed. A lot of farmers are there where they are because they can get what they want, handouts. And if I can get handouts from you, then don't expect anybody to come and get me moved from where I am because I know what I'm getting here, but I don't know what I'm going to get over there. And until that changes from the handout situation, and this is why I often say that put the money in a bank, create an agricultural bank where interest rate is pretty low. Why should a farmer have to go to a bank to pay 11% interest for agriculture? Why? I mean, these are the handles, these are the things that need to be in place in order to change the situation. It's not just now talking the talk, but walking the walk.
Let's take a call. It's 9:33, and we have a caller for Farm Report for Solomon Morton. Go right ahead, caller.
Greetings, Island Kid. Thanks for taking the call.
Hey.
Extending greetings to your guest. I hear your passion, my brother, and I hear the vibes, and we're seeing it too. We're not just hearing it, we're seeing it. And we always say, it is important to have the right faces in the right places. Because when we have the right faces in the right places, it's all about successes. You see me? Yeah. And that's go right across the board, even amongst farmers. Because here, I just listened to what you just said recently about certain farmers with the handout thing, and it's true. And those are not the right faces in the right places, because when we're trying to get unison, those faces won't be part of the unison that we are in dire need of. We have always said, that if we can, in unison, see, the caller before was talking about what you are doing towards bigging up. We always say, and that's a good question, we always say, if all the farmers them come together, identify a crop, and we monopolize on that crop, exporting and dealing with our local market. See? And we have other crops in between, because farming is not just about money, it's health too. It's a win-win for us when we set farming as it ought to be set, because our health is involved and that is priceless. You see me? And the way I see it, until we get the right faces in the right places, right across the board, governmental, farmers, everything, we are going to be facing problems. And we are just going to be living from hand to mouth. We keep saying, we say to our farmer there at Junjun funeral, our farmer up Monkey Hill there, Reds, we say, it is time for every farmer to be a millionaire. Even though I'm not focusing on the money now, I'm focusing on health also. But it is time for every farmer in the 6832 to be millionaire. But how we are going to get there? We are going to get there in unison. The right faces in the right places with unison. Until we get that, we are just skylarking and pussyfooting. But we still have to continue talking. We still have to continue dialoguing. We still have to continue reasoning. But the core, the answer is the right faces in the right places. That's a glove.
Thank you for that contribution. I like that quote, the right faces in the right places.
Thank you very much, my colleague, for that input. I'd just like to say, though, that...
Do you want to take another one? Let's take a...
Okay, go ahead.
Farm Report, you're on the air, caller. Go right ahead.
Yes, good morning to everyone. Good morning, Mr. Morton.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Yeah. Oh, you're giving thanks, man. I love agriculture. I studied agriculture at university.
Our favorite
Now, in 1995,
person.
I went to India, all right? At the IMF World Bank Structural Adjustment Program. There I met a man, Mr. Patel, who had been the head of the WTO for years. And he was describing ways of getting around some of the World Trade Organization things. They said, while sometimes you could use quotas, that's what Mr. Ting was talking about, quotas, but he said the best and the easiest way to use what is called tarification. Put a tariff on the goods that are coming in that make them more expensive than the local ones. But our leaders, they're always afraid to do everything. And this is the head of the former head of the WTO, Mm-hmm. And I saw it in existence in India. They said that was trying to flood the market with their milk powder and everything and so. And they step in and put a tariff on it. Donald Trump was doing that against China. He put a tariff on the goods coming in. So I don't know our people are just weak and coward. And they talk about, subsidies. We learn of the different ways of giving subsidies. So we can't subsidize our farmers. Well, in America, they get the most. They get the most, but they know how to do it. We need to learn. And the Minister of Trade need to learn, because people asking farmers, that is not the work of a farmer, Trade is a policy. Trade is a policy. They can't make policy. They couldn't make suggestion and make representation. But it is for the Ministry of Trade. They know all these carrots coming in, they used to license them. They say, well, on the WTO, you can't license. You can't license, give them a quota. And if they protest, you tariff them. Because the U.S. cannot complain. Because no, the tariff Canada, the tariff Mexico, you see what they do? Once they put the 25% on your goods, you know what I mean? That is what we are calling upon the Ministry of Trade to do, not the farmers. And the quicker we move away from, but it's the farmer fault. It's not the farmer fault. The person responsible are maybe the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Get to it, start to tariff them.
I'd just like to say, though, Miss Henry, in that while I am agreeing with you because you know that I'm big when it comes to trading, it is not just trade that is going to solve the problem.
That's what the Minister of Foreign Affairs do.
There must be a collaboration between agriculture, health, and trade.
Well, yes.
If you are going to look at this stuff that is coming in chemically laced, and you're going to say this is a health hazard, you tell me which world organization is going to stand up against you protecting the health of your nation. So health has to get involved.
Yes,
and that is why I'm
saying. They have to get on.
That is why I'm saying that they need to utilize the lab to clear themselves and to say, this is our standard. You can argue all you want, but this is our standard. And if you do not meet our standard, then sorry. You just have to upgrade your stuff to meet what we're asking. And agriculture has to be on board to move that proposal, to move that paper through Parliament, through Cabinet and what have you, so that it become law that farmers must be, and I'm not saying should be, I'm saying must be, their stuff must be tested in order to feed the public. A few years ago, there was an incident where a school was having, I think it was a takeaway luncheon or dinner, and a farmer who was in a certain area had some problems with his seasoning and he sprayed them. And somebody went that night and stole those stuff that was sprayed. And some people who went and bought food from that institution got poisoned. You know? And it was a big song and dance throughout the length and the breadth of the country. Now, if this is tested, and you have to blame sometime the general public, because you know me, you take it for granted that my things is tested, and you come and you buy. But I must be up to display this certificate saying that my food is chemically free. And in addition to that, if anything happens, you can trace it back to me. So there are things that need to be set in place. It is not a one-size-fits-all. I am not going to project that. But I am saying that these are things that need to be in place.
Yeah, give me a chance so I could continue and finish. In 1986, I went to a thing called exporting to the USA. And countries like Dominica, Jamaica, and we all were there. And what we learned was that the agriculture sector in Florida, you know, they were sending the things in containers. They would, even though they were bound for New York or somewhere else, they would open them and fumigate them under the pretext that they wanted to keep disease out of things. So therefore, when, as you say, when these things come in, they should be tested also. They should be tested. And then you can make a move. You'll have a good reason. So we have got to get those who are technologically or whatever, scientific. You don't know the things that when they come in, they turn water, they orange them, steel, they come in Wednesday, and by Friday they steal. The health department has to be brought in to reject them at the port. Because that's what the America does, you know. They protect themselves against imports. They don't care how much certificate you bring in. They find an excuse to dump your stuff. We have got to be more aggressive than we are. We are a little too laid back. So I'm calling upon the Ministry of Trade, the Ministry of Health, and all the other ministry. You have to do something, otherwise you're killing your own self. And we sound covered. Oh, well, the WTA. I said the man was the head of the WTO. And in India with the milk, they dumped them. They started dumping them because, as the man said, They're competing against the dairy industry. So we have got to do something. All right then.
Thank you
so much, Miss Henry.
While we're talking, the big question remains, who is listening? Who is listening?
That's a good question. Because you could talk, but if it doesn't reach the ears of those who can make a difference or those who are willing to make a difference, then what does it do?
Exactly. So what are we doing? Throwing water and ducks back?
Okay, it's 9:44. Let's take one more call before we wrap up. Farm report, you're on the air.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, hey, good morning.
Okay. My name is Lincoln David Pell. I'm just calling in to give some support to the farmers because of my campaign, I was campaigning hard for the farmers. But what I would like to say though, since it appears as if the government may not be helping the farmers, I'm going to lend a voice and ask our hotels to give our farmers a chance by purchasing their produce. It is a fact that things produced here taste different and better than the imported one. I'm calling also on our restaurants to give our farmers that chance. Also our supermarkets, I'm calling on you to give our farmers that chance. Because I'm from constituency 7 and the constituency have a lot of farmers, even constituency number 6. I am rooting for my constituents, the farmers, because I told them I will do that. So I want to use this medium to do that as well, and at the same time I'm supporting the farmers in general throughout St. Kitts and Nevis. However, what I would like to say, packaging is very important. So when you are selling to the supermarket and everything, if you see the important thing, you see how they're nicely packaged and nicely washed, all I'm saying is for you to do the same thing. Do not give a reason to say, oh, they're not properly washed and so forth, so that the hotels or whoever might decline you. Take time. Even if you have to get another pair of hands to help get it done. Because I know for a fact, because I grew up among farmers, and like I said, my constituency is full of farmers. And it's also creating jobs for our local people. Because farming is a business. So those farmers who are listening to me, I just want you to understand, don't look at farming as a part-time thing. Farming is a business. Therefore, when you go out to the hotels, supermarkets, restaurants, just listen to the farmers. Listen to what they have. Our produce here are very good. And if you can do that, the import bill that the government is talking about will be reduced. So, let us support our farmers. Let us give them. I'm also talking for the animal farmers as well, because we import a lot of meat, and we have animal farmers here. I could recall one time when we used to do milk, but we have since moved far away from that. But we always used to have cattle milk here. It's just last night I was talking to a gentleman who was from Tiki Sheep about marketing and packaging his sheep meat. We can do these things here. We have the persons who know what we can do, but sometimes it's just a little help. So I'm calling on everyone in St. Kitts and Nevis. Hand go, hand come, as they say. And we'll help each other. We like to come on and sometimes hit the Chinese. But it's the same thing with the farmers. If we do not buy from them, you realize what happens. But sometimes at the same time, the same Chinese supermarket buy a lot of local farm products to sell. So I'm calling also on all of our supermarkets, and a lot of our local supermarkets do it. But I heard the cry of one of the farmers one time saying, not enough. We could produce lettuce, we could produce cabbage, we could produce sweet potato, even the white potato, the Irish potato, I say.
Okay.
Yeah, all these things are good things for us to be able to.
Mr. Pell, yeah, we have to wrap up, so you're on
so
point.
I just want to say that and just say, let us support our farmers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you, sir.
contribution. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Had quite an interesting show.
Yes,
this
so
morning.
more than 9:48. So I give you the last word.
Okay, I just want to say thanks to all the callers, and to that last call in particular, I want to say to you that it is not now just for the hotels and restaurants. It is for all those who are negotiating hotels coming into St. Kitts to implement that clause that a certain percentage, whether it is 50, 60% of your produce, must be sourced locally. Nevis did it with the Four Seasons, and it is still running. Why can't we do it in St. Kitts? It's still the one federation, and if it can work for your left hand, it can work for your right. So we need to get on board and do what's need to be done. And that is why I said earlier, there are different ministries that has to be involved: agriculture, health, trade. Somebody's going to come in and offer to put down a hotel. Health has to be involved. What are the health hazards? What is going to be the spill-off? Agriculture, is it feasible? How is it going to impact our water source? How are we going to be able to feed these? These are things that need to be on the table. Not just because they're going to provide 2,000 jobs. You jump at it. You need to negotiate and negotiate as a proper structure, a package, so that you can move and represent the country. I know we're out of time, but I just want to say to one and all, the place to be next week, Thursday. Sweet potato melee, right on the
Wow,
Agua
he really
Strip.
comes alive for sweet potato. Yeah, wow, man.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you so
Morton.
much.
We've
It
had
was a
a
pleasure
very
having you
nice
here this
discussion.
morning.
What is in your potatoes, man?
And I am definitely going to try to make an appearance next week Thursday to partake in the sweet potato melody.
Definitely. Thank you so much for
And
coming.
just to say, there are a number of things that we are going to be having. We're going to be having sweet potato cheesecake. I got a taste.
Wow.
We're going to be having the regular conky, baked potato. We're going to be having potato wrap. A number of different dishes. Johnny cake, muffin, bread, drink. I mean, you name it.
Sweet potato
All from
fries.
sweet potato.
Sweet
Fries.
potato drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Maybe I should have bought a bottle for you guys. My bad.
Yeah. This is always next week.
No, we have
At the fair. At the melee.
You know, we have a running joke here on the program about food that someone talks about it but never brings it. But I'm glad that you came and you talked about your
Set
sweet
the
potato
example, right?
melody, and you said you should have brought a drink, and you said you're willing to bring one next week.
I talk a good game.
Well, I'm going to tell you, yes, I'm willing to when it comes to the strip, and you can get any amount I need.
Yes.
Right at the melee.
Yes.
Oh my
Rather than I
goodness.
struggling with 3 bottles or 4 bottles.
Wow.
Hey, but
Get it?
hey,
like
Solomon puts me to shame when it comes to talking a good game.
Yeah,
He does.
Good comeback.
Jackson has never said, guys, just pass by my house and we got some food. I like
Fair
that.
enough. We're
Good
holding both of you
salesman,
guys
yes,
to your word.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And guys, for those of you who are listening, it's next week on the 25th, Sweet Potato Melee.
Yes.
Sweet potato
Melee for sale.
Melee for sale. It's not 10,000, you know?
Not 10,000.
No. As a matter of fact,
I'm sure no beers are there.
Well, you might get beers, but not the living one.
Melee for sale was from the Calypsonian, the beer.
Oh, okay.
Yes. See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did. He's on a roll today.
I know, I'm telling you. Must be
One
the
is
smoothie.
one is hopped up on sweet potato, another one is hopped up on beer. I don't know.
Is it in the atmosphere?
Oh my
It's
God.
over there.
It's
on that side of the table.
It's something in the food.
Yeah, you
Every
guys.
time I'm
You guys are killing me.
SKB, especially at the Sweet Melee, that's the place to be.
What's going on here? Listen, he's just trying to get a part of the people ad. The ad is complete. It's
Well,
wrapped.
I'm going to leave it here so he can always
Thank you
put his
very
voice
much.
straight.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for having
Have
me.
a good one today.
We're going to take a short break,
Yeah,
guys.
get a word from Rams.
Yes.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Fruta, taste the real Fruta, enjoy the real Fruta, refreshing juice of every day. Whoa, Fruta, drink the real Fruta, your favorite Fruta, the natural taste is Fruta. Fruta.
Your favorite fruit has got a new skin with real juice within. Drink the real Fruta. Enjoy the real joy.
Taste the real Fruta, enjoy the real Fruta, refreshing juice of every day is Fruta.
Fruta, juiced right.
Magnum new label charge up, and it means that the vibes good just like you.
And your name a call up, can't you see that the hot girl just passed through?
Selector just pile up, can't you see that the new look just make news?
As I step forward, no, what you gonna do? Magnum tonic wine, brand new look.
Same good wine.
Must be 18 or older to drink. Drink responsibly. Magnum.
Hey, that's music from Jazzy from his album Son of a Mango. I'm not making this up. That's the name of the album.
Hello?
Yeah, Son of a Mango. So I really hope we get to see him as you know, in some way at the St. Kitts Music Festival.
I think they have like a bunch of fringe concerts as well. So
yeah.
But this is a nice track. I was just enjoying it when we came
I think
back.
the name of the track is interesting too.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
88 Lovers. Get it? Piano?
Oh gosh.
Piano. Like, you know.
The first, yeah, the first one
yeah.
struck me, Son of a Mango, right?
Yeah,
And so
but
automatically I thought, okay, Nevis, right? Because Mango.
Mm-hmm.
So
the track is, that one is
appropriate.
called My 88 Lovers.
Nice.
When I smiled, it was it's kind of cool name.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You should get him on the show one day.
Yeah, I'm planning to actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah, just have to coop him when he when he comes over. I never said coop on the radio. Hey, that's the first time I've ever said coop on the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
We had quite an interesting morning.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
I know Farm Report went over the time, but
Yeah.
it was
No,
it was pretty
well,
good.
and he did start a little late too. So
Yeah, he
because
started a
of,
little late.
yeah, but because remember we were looking at the hour because you realize this farming thing always takes a lot of time.
Yeah, but he made some good points, and
Yeah,
so
he
did
made
the
some good
callers.
points. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why referendums and town halls and that type of stuff is essential, because the way that Mr. Morton and Mrs. Henry brought in trade and health and agriculture this morning.
Yes.
It was enlightening for me,
And you
because
realize-
sometimes you don't see that big picture. You just think, well, it's agriculture and we need to fix agriculture
And you
and
realize-
all the other rhetoric.
I don't know if you guys heard the story from Farm Report last week on the news.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
you
one?
remember when he called in?
Remind me.
Mr. Morton called
Oh,
in
he
last
called
week.
in?
Yeah,
Mhm,
last week.
mhm.
So it was on the news as well. So this was a perfect continuation.
But
of
what part of it? Like
he called.
what-
He called in to agree with Troy about the trade. And Troy
Oh,
was talking about
okay.
Ministry of Trade
Okay.
needs to do more, and he said, I agree with
Yeah.
Troy, and then he
Okay.
and he basically expanded on that this morning.
But
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I've always said is that these ministries, all of them are in the same party. They're in the same cabinet.
They're
sit
all
down,
linked.
They sit down. So, I mean, when you're having these discussions, all of you, the
Mhm.
Minister of Trade, I'm sure, should be speaking with the Minister of Agriculture, with the Minister of Health, because all of them sit together in
and commerce,
cabinet.
maybe
Yeah.
the person who deals with commerce. And then again,
That's
Am
the
I
way they
wrong?
should always
Yeah.
function, though, because
Yeah.
we've been singing a song about tourism and culture being, interlinked all the time.
Yeah.
And like you rightly said, they all probably sit in the same room.
Yeah.
They're all on the same team.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the way they're interconnected.
Exactly.
Well, it's something that we can hope for. Like I always like to give the benefit of the doubt that, these are some things that they should be aware of. Hopefully there are talks happening behind closed doors that we don't know about, but in the event that they aren't, people are drawing it to their attention.
Yeah.
So let's see if that works, if that helps. I know they had a meeting, was it last week, with the livestock farmers?
Yeah.
But I didn't even ask Mr. Morton about that because I felt like what he was speaking about was much more intense. So hopefully, that picks up some speed.
We have just 1 minute before the spin cycle.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap up quickly and then get out of
We're
here.
gonna wrap up here.
Yeah. So we had a good show this morning. The heat hasn't. Man, I'm telling you, yesterday was hot.
Yeah, it's really hot today too. Yeah, I didn't even put on my sweater at any point in time. It's been really hot. I just wanted to remind you guys to look out for the next tennis champ. I thought that was a nice visit and some nice information. And keep supporting the farmers. Eat local.
Yes.
Food is life.
Yes,
Food is
guys.
life.
All right. So thanks for tuning in today.
Yeah, continue. Hopefully everyone is having a good day. Continue to be on that same projection.
Yeah.
A very good day.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Nice.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Buildings damaged by an earthquake are dangerous.